My name is Goh Shet Heng, matrix number X52664. Good morning everyone, we are from Group 6. Today we are going to present you about the Chapter 10, Understanding Work Teams. So at the end of the presentations, you will be able to differentiate groups and teams and also the types of teams. Okay, now, why are teams so popular? Teams outperform individuals on complex tasks which require multiple tasks, judgment, and also experience. So teams are more flexible and responsive to the changing event, and also they are more effective for management to democratize organizations and increase employee motivations. But note that teams are not always effective because team members as human, they can be influenced by the style and herd mentality, which can lead them astray from their best decision. What are the difference between group and teams? Work group is a group that interact primarily to share information and make decisions to help each member perform within his or her areas of responsibility. While members in groups are independent, they are accountable for individuals' performance only. And groups has mutual synergy. Sometimes it can be negative also. They can possess a random and varied skills, and no coordinations of task completion is required. However, a team is a group of people working together to share a common goal or purpose. Well, in team, members are interdependent, which means they depending on each other, and they are individually and mutually responsible for team performance. But for teams, they have positive synergies with group performance greater than the sums of the individual's efforts, and team members possess a range of skills which complement each other. Coordinations of task allocations and achievement is required.
Hello, I'm Charina, matrix number S50582. Now I will proceed with types of work teams. There are 4 types of work teams. The first one is problem-solving team, which is a temporary team for solving specific issues. The team will be created when there is a financial crisis or problems occur with the aim to come up with solutions. The advantages of this type of team is better thinking. During the problem-solving process, a person might think of certain solutions which can be used to solve this issue for a temporary basis. But in the case of team problem-solving sessions, a team or a group of people will try to put all their individuals' thinking in that particular matter so that they can get an answer and solution for their problem. Second, better risk handling. More people can handle a higher amount of risk. This is very true because when a group persons try to handle the severity of the risk, it is quite possible that they can grow better in their professional outputs. The second type of work team is self-managed work team, which consists a group of employees with all their technical skills which direct and manage their day-to-day duties without supervision, such as assign job, plan and schedule work, make some related decisions and take action on problems. In this type of work team, there are no managers or authority figure, and it's up to the group members to determine the rules and expectations to solve problems when arise. The advantages of this type of work team is greater flexibility, which means team members can manage their own time to fulfill their day-to-day duties and handle tasks when it suits them. And second, job certifications, which means employees have more job certification because they are directly involved in the day-to-day duties and are more independent. The direct involvement helps them to identify more closely with a company's objective. Employees will feel satisfied and it will also motivate them indirectly. However, there are disadvantages, which is extensive training, which means if a company decides to transform from a traditional management structure to self-managed work team, must invest considerable time and resources in training people in the management skills.
My name is Angela, matrix number X50663. Now I will proceed with the other two types of team. The first one is cross-functional teams, which is a teams where people from different functions work towards to achieve their goals. The members of these teams can come from different departments with different functions. For example, one person is from maintenance, one person from design, one person from purchase, and the other one of persons are from sales. Together, they make a cross-functional teams. The team members can tackle with specific tasks that requires different input and expertise, or they were used for the improvement projects which spans over a number of functions. For this type of teams, there are advantages and also disadvantages. For the advantage, the first one is they will greater the speed of task completions, which means that they will complete tasks faster as more people work together, and they can handle a wide array of projects. Besides, the team member can also get to be in leadership roles. Well, when they are working together with teams from different departments, they get the chance of being the boss or maybe learning the way for the teams. The managers can give chance to other folks in the teams and to lead the project so that they can learn to be in the leadership roles and can pump new life into the projects. For the disadvantage, it will take a long time to develop cohesions because the team members are come from different departments. They have different skills and interests, so it needs times for the cohesive of work groups. And for diversity, it means that as the workers are from different backgrounds, the cultures, race, and even having different experiments. So this may lead to misunderstandings and it can cause conflict with each other. The other type of work team is visual team. It is a team which is not sitting together or do not have face-to-face interactions. They make up of people who work in different physical locations, different culture, and even language. They will work by using the help of technology. Therefore, this type of team had provide their members with a better life-work balance, and it also allows business owners to comply the best experts in the field as they live in another continent. There are three dimensions for visual team, which is time, space, and also cultures. For the time, it means that when people work, they could work during different hours on different shifts or different time zones. And for space, it means where people work. They could be working right next to each other's or hundreds of miles away. And for culture, it's how and whom people work for. These dimensions include factors like gender, race, language, professions, education, social, religions, and so on.
My name is Nawei Chuan. Matrix number is S50185. Characteristic of effective team. One is team context. Team context have four conceptual factors that appear to be most significantly related to team performance are the presence of adequate resources, effective leadership, a climate of trust, and a performance evaluations and reward system that reflects team contribution. First one, adequate resources. All work teams rely on resources outside the group to sustain it, and the scarcity of resources directly reduces the ability of the team to perform its job effectively. The adequate resources example such as timely information, proper equipment, and so on. Second, leadership and structure. Team members must agree on who is to do what and to ensure that all members contribute equally to sharing the workload. In addition, the team needs to determine how schedule will be set, what skills need to be developed, how the group will resolve conflict, and how the group will make decisions. Agreeing on the specifics of work and how they fit together, integrate individual skills require team leadership and structures. Leadership is especially important in multi-team system, in which different teams coordinate their efforts to produce a desired outcome. The third is climate of trust. Members of effective teams must trust each other, and they also exhibit trust in their leaders. Interpersonal trust among team members facilitates cooperations, reduce the need to monitor each other's behavior, and believe that others on the team will not take advantage of them. It allows the team to accept and commit to its leaders' goals and decisions. The fourth one is performance evaluations and reward systems. How do you get team members to be both individually and jointly accountable? Individually oriented evaluation and reward system must be modified to reflect team performance. Individual performance evaluations, fixed hourly wages, individual incentive, and so on are not consistent with the development of high performance teams. So, in addition to evaluating and rewarding employees for their individual contributions, management should consider group-based appraisals, profit sharing, gain sharing, small group incentive, and other system modifications that will reinforce team effort and commitment. The second characteristic of effective teams is team composition. This category includes various related to how teams should be staffed. In these sections, we will address the ability and personality of team members, allocating roles and diversity, size of the team, members' flexibility. First one, the abilities of members. To perform effectively, a team requires 3 different types of skills. First one, it needs people with technical expertise. Second, it needs people with problem-solving and decision-making skills to be able to identify problems, generate alternatives, evaluate those alternatives, and make competent choice. The last one is interpersonal skill. Personality has a significant influence on individual employees' behavior. This can also extend to team behavior. The higher the level of extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, and emotional stability tend to higher team performance. The third is allocating roles and diversity. Teams have different needs, and people should be selected for a team to ensure that there is a diversity and that all various roles are filled. Successful work teams have people to fit all these roles and have selected people to play in these roles based on their skills and preferences. The fourth one is cultural differences. On a virtual team, it can be hard to get to know your teammates' personality since you are so limited in communications and socializations. Even if the team members meet during meeting, it can be hard to know a person's cultural background. Some companies have an employee fill out a personal profile that can be shared with other employees, which allow them to better know the persons even though they are not in the same office. When we can better understand a person's cultural background, we can better understand why they do some of the things they do and make them feel more comfortable on your team. Next is size of teams. Generally speaking, the most effective team have fewer than 10 members, and experts suggest using the smallest members of people who can do the task. Next, members' flexibility. Teams made up of flexible individuals have members who can complete each other's tasks. Next, member flexibility. Teams made up of flexible individuals have members who can complete each other's tasks. This is an obvious plus to a team because it greatly improves its adaptabilities and make it less reliant on any single member. So, selecting members who themselves value flexibilities, then cross-training them to be able to do each other's jobs should lead higher team performance over time. The last one is members' preferences. Not every employee is team player. Give the option, many employees will select themselves out of team participation. When people who would prefer to work alone are required to team up, there is a direct threat to the team's moral and to individual member satisfactions. This suggests that when selecting team members, individual preferences should be considered as well as abilities, personalities, and skills. High-performing teams are likely to be composed of people who prefer working as part of a group.
My name is Chao Junho. Matrix number is S50293. Now I would like to present the team processes. First, common plans and purpose. Effective teams is being by analyzing the team's mission, developing goals to achieve that mission, and creating strategies for achieving goals. Next, reflexivity. Reflexivity in economics theories that is a feedback loop axis in which investor perception economics fundamental. And we can be say that reflexivity is cause and effect are circular relationship, especially in human belief structures. Next is the specific goals. Specific goals is successful team translate their common purpose into specific, measurable, and realistic performance goals. Then it is consistent with the results, and on individual goals, team's goals should be changing. Next is the team efficacy. Constitute the joint belief of team members in their team's capacity to mobilize team effort. Is possibility related to performance, and they believe they can success. Team identity. Team identity is who they want to be and what they want to achieve. Next, team cohesion. Team cohesion is strength and extent of interpersonal connection existing among the members of a group. Vendor models. Vendor models is a team member knowledge and belief about how work gets done by a team's. Conflict level. Conflict level have four, which is intrapersonal, interpersonal, intragroup, and intergroup. Intrapersonal is involve the one person and individual. Interpersonal is two or more person involved. Intragroup is the member in a group involved. Intergroup is the different group members involved. Social learning. Social learning is a tendency of individuals to put forth less effort when they are a part of a group. So, members should be clear on what they are individually responsible for and what they are jointly responsible for on the team. Key roles of teams. First, linker. Linker is coordinates and integrates the teams. Next is creator. Creator is initiates creative ideas. Next is promoter. Champions ideas after they initiated. Assessors. Assessors is offer insightful analysis of options. Organizer. Organizer provide structure. Producer. Producer provide direction and follow through. Controller estimate details and enforce rules. Maintainer is fight external battles. Advisor encourage the search for more information. Let's talk about the effect of group processes. Effect of group processes is come from an equation, which is potential group effectiveness plus process gain minus process loss equal actual group effectiveness. Process gain is include all achievements that have been reached success. Process loss consists of process, effort, and action that have been failed and not reached for more reasons.
My name is Khadijah Ashamera binti Ahmad and my meeting number is 50374. So today I will explain how organization can create team player. First, selecting, hire team player. Okay, some people already post their interpersonal skill to be effective team player. So we as manager, what we should look at when we want to hiring people? Okay, we must make sure candidate can fulfill their teamwork as well as technical requirement. So, when we face candidate who have lack team skill, what are our option? Okay. Maybe we can training them to become a team player or transfer them to another unit or don't hire them. Okay. Second, training, creating team player. Training specialists conduct exercise that allow employees to experience the certification teamwork can provide. Okay, for example, workshop, problem solving, communication or conflict management. Second, team building exercise, paintball, bowling or capture the flag. Third, rewarding, providing incentive to become a good team player. Okay, encourage cooperative effort rather than competitive one. For example, Hallmark card. Okay, Hallmark card add to its basic individual incentive system and annual based on achievement of team goals. So how does this influence team? So as a result, team select new member carefully so they will contribute to team effectiveness. It is usually best to set on a cooperative tone as soon as possible in the life of a team. Team that rush from a competitive to a cooperative system do not share information and make a rush poor quality decision making.